In most states, when instructional courses are given during a concealed carry training, normally it is stressed that even the act of drawing a firearm is considered to be a use of lethal force. And to me, that's strange, because when it comes to police officers, it's considered nothing. And it's all because of their authority. Now, I said all that first to better explain the actions of an off-duty Stockton, California police officer, Kevin Hatzler. This all began several miles away in Roseville, California on Interstate 80, when the victim, James Weaver, claims he went to change lanes on I-80 and accidentally cut off another driver in a blue truck. Startled, but okay, Weaver didn't really think much of the altercation until he arrived in Stockton. As Weaver was followed into Stockton and then confronted face to face by Hatzler, that's where this video picks up. And remember what I said earlier about brandishing a firearm, because what you're about to see is this power-tripping, authoritarian cop committing some psychotic and very dangerous behavior during this altercation. At this very moment, Weaver has just realized that he's not being robbed and that it's actually a police officer. An off-duty, in plain clothes, approaching someone with a loaded weapon because they cut you off on the interstate police officer.
Lay down on your face. Don't move. I'm not going to keep telling you. What's the problem, bro? For real, what's the problem? What's the problem? Hey, record this. You're a cop? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Legally, you gotta give me your fucking badge number. Give me the badge number then. I'm gonna call your deputy down here. 1641? I didn't swerve my car. You did. I got over. Okay. You see me getting over.
First off, Hatzler says you can't swerve at people on the road, as if Weaver was intentionally trying to run him out of the road. But directly after, Hatzler openly admits that he did see that Weaver had his turn signal on. Now this is looking as if Hatzler just wanted to be a jerk and not let Weaver over. Regardless of what exactly happened, Hatzler still has his gun out, and Weaver is still detained, lying on the ground for a driving infraction that Hatzler probably caused.
You seen my blinker on. You didn't want to let me over. Paul pulls out a 9mm on me. Absolutely nothing. Because he didn't want to let me over on the freeway. Straight move. I'm over here trying to buy a car. This man ain't got nothing better to do. What was your badge number again? What'd you say it was? What was it? What was the badge number? I'm pretty sure that's illegal too. Yeah. But you know, since police can do whatever the they want to black people, you know, and have no fucking repercussions.
Now, I know that we've all heard that police are held to the same standards as everyone else. Now, we've heard this time and time again. Now, imagine if you done this exact same thing that this cop done, all because of a minor vehicle incident or vehicle infraction. Now, guys, really imagine what would happen if somebody potentially ran you out of the road and you followed them into the next town over, confronted them face to face with a loaded firearm in your hand, and forced them to the ground. There is not a cop in this world that would not hesitate to either arrest you, beat you, kidnap you, or even possibly shoot and kill you over these very actions. All while they sit back and continue to proclaim that all cops are held to the same standards as everyone else, this cop gets by scot-free with these criminal actions.
You don't even need your gun, bro. Like, we're complying with you. Why do you still have your gun out? He ain't running. I ain't running. You really think that's necessary? You know, like a man with that gun? I'm gonna get up. I did nothing wrong. Hey, get him the away from me. I'm not doing nothing wrong. We complied with the. He pulled out a 9mm on me for absolutely nothing. He didn't want to let me over on the freeway. Okay, let's grab a seat in the back of my car. Okay? Am I being detained? Yes, you are. Okay. What is my reason for being detained? What is my reason for being detained? Legally, I need to be told why I'm being detained. You have a seat, sir. Is that not my right? You did nothing at all. Why? I'm not trying to resist. I'm complying with everything. I just want to know why. I just want to know why I'm being detained. I need to know why I'm being detained.
Were you driving the Durango?
Yes.
Okay. Is it registered to you?
I got a 30-day on it. I just bought it. I'm finding another car.
I'm going to sit him in the car. My car is on the side. Sure.
How am I being detained for?
Yeah, bro, there's nothing wrong, dude. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Can I stand up or?
No, just stand.
As more members of the Thin Blue Line show up, Weaver has yet to be able to claim his innocence. As far as any of these cops know, Weaver is 100% innocent, while yet he's back on the ground underneath another police enforcement firearm, while the buddies in blue are overtaking statements from Hatzler, the one who pulled the gun on Weaver.
He's off duty.
I understand that, but you pull out a gun on us for no reason.
No, there's a reason.
What is the reason?
I don't know.
So there is no
We know. I haven't talked to him.
You drive on the freeway, you even let us know you pull over and take a trailer, followed us for days. And then right now we pull over and take a trailer, comes out with a gun. And then that's cool.
I don't know what happened in the freeway.
Alright, did you guys just catch that? This officer come right out and said he has no idea what happened on the freeway. But yet, he's still going to stand there and hover over Weaver, who's laying on the freaking ground. And he's innocent.
Okay.
Alright, fine. Road rage, you don't got to pull a strap on them, throw them on the ground and stay out.
All in all, guys, this egotistical, authoritarian maniac with a badge and a gun is now being sued by Weaver. The only downfall to this whole situation is Guess who gets to foot the bill if Weaver wins his case against this officer? That's right, the American people. The American tax-paying people who have their money stolen from every single paycheck that they earn. That money then goes into the police department, and when someone sues against the police department for their wrongdoings and for an officer's personal wrongdoings, the money then comes out of the people's pocket.
On the steps of Stockton City Hall, James Weaver, flanked by local activists and his attorney, are demanding policy changes be made at Stockton Police Department.
I think they should be liable for all the actions that happen.
On Friday, they walked into the city clerk's office to hand over a copy of the civil tort claim for damages he says he and his family suffered at the hands of an off-duty Stockton police officer earlier this year. Weaver's attorney, Yolanda Wang, says besides compensation, he wants Stockton police to change their use of force policy.
In Stockton, when a police officer pulls a gun on someone, it's not even considered a use of force. The police officer does not even have to report it, and it's not reviewed by his superiors. So you have sort of a Wild West attitude toward the use of firearms.
The claim comes months after James Weaver was arrested by off-duty Stockton police officer Kevin Hatchler at gunpoint. The arrest captured on cell phone video.
All the way down on your face. Don't move. I'm not going to keep telling you.
Weaver claims his interaction with Hatchler began miles away in Roseville on I-80. He says he went to change lanes and accidentally cut a man in a blue truck off. He didn't think anything of it until he arrived in Stockton. That's when he says he came face to face with Hatchler.
I noticed he had a gun in his hand, so I was kind of in shock, didn't really know what to do. We were terrified. He told me to get to the ground, grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt and pointed it at my chest.
Weaver was arrested, charged with reckless driving and assault with a deadly weapon. Stockton police say Hatchler observed Weaver driving erratically on Highway 99 in Stockton and even intentionally swerved toward his vehicle. They say Hatchler did call it in to CHP dispatch. Civil rights activist Reverend Shane Harris says the encounter with Officer Hatchler never should have happened. He and other activists are working with Weaver and his attorney to hold Stockton police accountable for their actions.
We know it's not all cops. We know all police are not bad, but the bad apples need to be taken out and disciplined. And that is particularly this officer who was dealing with Mr. Weaver.
Hey, real quick before you go, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And in the comments, I would like to see your guys' thoughts about Mr. Weaver's case with the Stockton Police Department. And until then, guys, I will see you all in the next video.